Hi, this is Dr. Hallowell, the host of the podcast Distraction. During this time of the pandemic, we are going to offer check-ins from time to time, weekly, maybe more than once a week, where I will give you my ideas and observations as to what we're seeing in the hope of restoring equanimity, in the hope of restoring equilibrium. Not to offer false reassurance, we sure don't need that, but neither to alarm you to the point that you're feeling intensely anxious all the time. And so, I think this is a time when we really need one another. My favorite term is connection. We really need connection. And so I'd like to add my voice to the chorus you're listening to these days. I'd like to add a voice of connection, what knowledge I have, what concerns I may have, but all toward helping restore equilibrium. And I can tell you the combination of knowledge with connection will restore equilibrium. If you never worry alone, my favorite first command, you will immediately start to feel stronger. And then if you add in some facts, you'll start to feel even more strong. And then if you create a plan, you'll feel stronger still. Those three steps, never worry alone, get the facts, make a plan. If you kind of do that every day based on what knowledge you have, you'll feel better because, you see, once you have a plan that's rooted in facts and also you have company, in other words, you're not worrying alone, suddenly the two key variables that create toxic worry disappear. And they are a heightened feeling of vulnerability and a diminished feeling of power and control. And when you have a plan, again, that's rooted in facts and shared by others, you feel far less vulnerable and you feel more in control. And the operative word is feel, because the external reality is almost irrelevant. When you feel more in control and less vulnerable, you are far more capable to take effective action. And that's why knowing the facts is important, because you want to root your action in facts, because there's a lot of wrong information out there. A lot of people have lack of information. And so you don't want to just go with kind of blanket reassurances somebody may be giving you. You want to convince yourself that this is true. And thank goodness the facts are not all that complicated. What we should do is pretty straightforward. Keep that social distance of 4 to 6 feet. Wash your hands. The toughest piece of advice is not to touch your face. I actually have a patient in New York who's a world expert on this, and she told me if we could learn not to touch our face, we almost wouldn't need a vaccine. She's not saying don't get a vaccine. Of course, we're going to get one as soon as we can. But this touching face, she says, is so important. She actually has a game with her husband where they pay each other $1 if either one of them touches their face. It's very hard not to touch your face. I've been trying it. It's so difficult. We reflexively touch our face far more often than most of us are aware of. And by the way, if you miss up and touch your face, don't think you're suddenly going to get the virus. It's just a good habit to try to cultivate these days, to try not touching your face. But again, if you can make these things a game, stay in touch with others, check the news, the CDC website to get updated facts. And again, never worry alone, get the facts, make a plan. Those three steps, if you use those every day, it's like bodybuilding, only it's mental health building. You'll feel more in control. You'll feel less vulnerable. And that's what we need in order to feel confident and equanimitous, but not foolish, ostriches with our heads in the sand. In order to look reality in the face, you want to have a well-constituted sense of confidence and informed mentation to do that. And so each day, just try those three little steps. Don't worry alone. Talk to somebody, a friend. You can even just go to the TV or the CDC website. Get reliable people telling you what the latest facts are, and then make a plan based on that. And usually it's staying home, keeping social distance, washing your hands, not touching your face, and waiting for the curve to flatten. and hoping that others will take the appropriate steps and that the government will guide us and provide the tests that we've been needing for some time and lead us out of this pandemic. Believe me, if there is a happy solution to be found, it will be by following the suggestions I just made, in connecting with one another, getting the facts, and then making plans based upon those facts. If we do that, we can not go crazy. We cannot get wrapped up in anxiety, which is just a terrible place to live. And we can actually work toward the solution that will one day, one way or another, come. But doing this, it'll make it come sooner and will make the journey getting there a whole lot less painful. Well, this is Dr. Ned Hallowell with what I'm calling a check-in. We'll be doing these check-ins regularly until this pandemic is in the rearview mirror. Don't worry alone. Get the facts and make a plan. That's it for now. Thanks so much.